Good day, everyone. Today, I just want to spend a little bit of time on the concept of the disruptor. And let's explore how we see the disruptor and its effects in the distress environment. Okay, so what we are saying is that something happens in the environment that is called a disruptor. How do we know something is a disruptor? Because it creates an inflection point. What is an inflection point? That is the key thing, and this is described very well in the literature. The inflection point means that it is a change in the business environment that dramatically shifts some element of your arena or the activities and the positioning of the venture, throwing some taken for granted assumptions into question. So all the assumptions that you have made on which you base your business is now challenged. So what it is also referred to as a paradigm busting turbulence for your business, what your business is. So there are several levels of effects. We will talk about primary effects, secondary effects, tertiary effects of this inflection point. And I will try to support it with one or two examples, although that might be in a later video. So the first thing that will be created is the stress. The distress will be mostly because of a destruction of the demand. This is a key element in the distress that you will observe. We further see that there might be constraints arising and strategic liabilities. So those liabilities you cannot get rid of, you're sitting with them. It's like having a massive production plant and suddenly your product is not being required by the market anymore or wanted by customers. There might be several adverse effects from this inflection point, like a change in requirements by customers. It might turn the profit upside down, and it will definitely involve impacts on your liquidity and your cash situation. So those are some of the key ones. There might be several other ones that we cannot anticipate. It's like access to the market, logistics that might be influenced, and it can go down the line to the tertiary effect of customers. Those things are often very wicked elements. If we think about the concept of the autonomous vehicle, they say that in the US already those vehicles are used, and the effect is that there are no drivers. Those drivers don't want to, if there are no drivers, there's no need to stop at the rest rooms along the way, or the cafes, or the restaurants. And so there are several types of knock-on effects, right down to the farmer who are producing what is being sold in such a venue. So the disruptor as a phenomenon, I want to say, and just by defining it, we must try to understand it. It's any factor or trend or technology or a circumstance or an innovation that somebody comes up with, or even a reaction which is current. It might only be coming in the future. You are anticipating maybe that it's going to happen. And when it happens, it will create a dramatic shift with binding constraints or wicked effects. That is all associated with an inflection point, closely related to the strategic liability concept that we have referred to. And that hinders future going concern parameters. You cannot be a business anymore. Your metrics are not working out, and that is then in distress. And now you require alternative, not standard thinking and strategies. And you have to, in the background, remember that there might even be a potential upside. So where do we go from here as an inflection point? All those things are associated with it, and we can then proceed. So what do we do now? Well, you have to identify the disruptor. This is why this is such an important contribution. You must anticipate the effects of that, and then You can only respond, and your responsibility is the key one which will determine your resilience. And